everyone, I am the Crusher here and welcome back to another video. Today I am back on the Minecraft YouTuber SMP survival server. Now this server was a ton of fun last time, and even though we lost over 80 diamonds, well, I'm back. And like I promised, I am going to be making a pumpkin and melon farm so that I can eventually open a shop and we can start getting some hard, cold cash. Now, the design I will be using today is from a guy named Mango's channel, so I'm going to leave a link down below if you would like to learn how to build this yourself. But I will also be giving some detailed instructions on how you can do this in your Minecraft world. First, I have a platform here made out of dirt where I'm going to put this farm, and so I'm going to hoe every other spot of dirt. So like this, and so on. After you hoe the rest of the land, you want to make sure that you're placing water right about the center. Now, it's good to use a 9 by 9 plot of land for this, so it would be 4 out from here and 4 out from here, and I'm adding another layer of dirt here in a moment. And because of that, the 9 by 9 is going to best work with a block of glowstone or a block of shroomlight. So because this outputs a level of 15 light, it's going to make sure all the plants get light at all times of the day. So if I just quickly break this here, we'll see that the next step is actually to start placing the pistons and the observers. So as you can see here, you want to place an observer facing down over one of the pieces of hoed land. So essentially this means that the observer is going to detect when the pumpkin or the melon grows out in a different direction. And then you want to keep putting it in a checker pattern. I do not have enough observers to fill out the full 9 by 9 area, but just keep in mind that that's what you're going to want to do. You're going to need all of the observers to eventually make it as efficient as this area can be. Next, you want to use an elytra or a trap door to go underneath the observers and start placing pistons. So I'm going to place this trapdoor right there, and I'm going to let it knock me down here. I'm going to grab the pistons, and I'm going to push it right there. Now, what this does is that whenever a piston pushes into a block of pumpkin or melon, it breaks that block. And so this is how we're going to automatically break the farmland, and we won't have to break it ourselves with an axe or something else. So this is very useful, and these observers will be powering the pistons by the time we're over with this. After you have placed all your pistons, and once again you can see I didn't have enough, you want to start alternating between pumpkin seeds and melon seeds. So this first row here is going to be all pumpkin, and then the next row is going to be all melon. Now I don't have enough melon seeds to cover all of this. The only reason I have so many pumpkin seeds is thanks to MV, and you should totally go check him out, and his channel is in the description down below. But he allowed me to have 64 pumpkin seeds, which was super helpful in designing this farm. Well, not designing it, but in building this farm, because otherwise I'd have to wait for stuff to grow, and it would be really annoying. So just thank you so much, MV. Next, you want to place a block of your choice on top of every single observer. This is because the observer will power the block, which will in turn power the piston once we get something else in place. Okay, so as you can see, I've placed all the blocks on my observers that I've placed already. Next, you want to place note blocks. Now, you could use pistons facing up, but note blocks are much cheaper than that, so it's just a much easier way. And if you don't want the note blocks to make noise, you can place another block on top of them. You'll be placing these note blocks on top of each and every piston. After you get that in place, that is the end of basically the automatic farming system. And next you have to take your hoppers and you need to dig out underneath this entire area of dirt. And you're going to have to place hoppers under every single block leading up to one point. So for myself, I'm going to add a chest right here, and all of my hoppers are going to lead into this chest. After you finish with the hoppers, that should be the entire farm done. Now this is basically the most efficient way to farm melons and pumpkins possible at this point, and it's super useful. So go check out Ilmango's channel and thank him for making this design. It's very compact, and it's literally just a too high design, which is great. Now, if you're wondering how the hoppers can pick up what the melons and pumpkins are getting broken, it's because that this doesn't count as a full block when you hoe a piece of dirt or grass, and so essentially the items can go straight through that block and into the hopper. If this piece of land wasn't hoed, you would obviously see that it wouldn't be able to go through the hopper because it would be a full block and not a half block. With that out of the way, that is our melon and pumpkin farm. I finished the melon, and now after I build the pumpkin, I do want to put leaves on the top to sort of connect them with the vine, but this is just how it's going to look. So it looks pretty standard here, but instead of putting a door in the melon, which I think would have ruined the effect, I put this trap door here so you can crawl in the melon. There's going to be a small chest here selling melons, and then you just come right back out through the same entrance. I think that looks pretty cool. And now for the pumpkin. This is going to be the big one, so I'm really going to have to focus on the placement. I think I want to dig out some of the ground to stick it in, which might make it a little bit easier. After a lot of work, I finally came up with the design that I really like, and it's this pumpkin here. And I used iron blocks and coal blocks for its eyes, and so I started with a 1 block layer in, then I went 4 blocks out, and then 1 block in again, and I just used a ton of leaves to look like the vines and the stem on top. Oh my goodness, these guys are so annoying. Okay, we all know what we have to do to these kind of guys. Alright, get rid of them. Get rid of them. We don't need you. And your leads are more useful than you. Oh, and we get heads on this server too, which is great. Alright, don't look, guys. Okay, there we go. Don't I look so much better now? That's kind of creepy, actually. Why do llamas look like... Why do they have 2 black dots on their face? It looks very strange, like... This looks like a mask a killer would have or something. Anyhow, what does this guy have? Okay, yeah, this isn't good. This might be decent, but not really. So anyhow, I used the leaves for the vines, and give me any tips if you don't like this design and think I could do a little bit better. And I liked to add the vines to carry over to here. So it looks like the melon is growing alongside the pumpkin. I thought it looked pretty cool to have this one alive and this one just look bland. And if we head inside, I haven't filled out all the pumpkins in here because I ran out again. But you can see it's 3 stacks of pumpkins for 1 diamond. I feel like that's pretty fair. It takes a lot of AFKing to get pumpkins. And I added jack-o'-lanterns here so that things didn't spawn in here. If we go back into the melon, however, let me see. I have to light it up, but I also have the price, 1 stack of melons for 1 diamond. Now this is because obviously melons, you have to craft them all together, and there's quite a lot in just 1 stack of the block of melons compared to 1 stack of the food of melons. And so I think it would be worth more than the pumpkin, so it's kind of supposed to be irony that the melon costs more than the pumpkin, but the pumpkin is bigger. Let me know how you guys like that. I've also been working on a raid farm, helping out Akis. Go look at him down in the description below. I have left a link to his channel. He's a great guy. I was helping him out, and he's going to pay me 40 diamonds for it. So that is going to be great, and we'll finally be able to get some diamond armor. I should not have taken off my helmet. Okay, so I'm going to go sleep in the shop, and then we're going to end today's episode. Thank you so much for watching today's video. Now, I hope that you enjoyed, and hopefully this video was better than the first episode, where we kind of just died a lot. This time we actually have 2 shops open, and hopefully, I don't know why anyone would really want pumpkins or melons, but maybe they would. You never know. So if someone buys, we'll make those diamonds and we can upgrade. So I really appreciate you watching. Please leave a like and subscribe down below if you really enjoyed it. And as always, I am the Crusher Hero, and goodbye!